Hello and welcome to episode 60 of the Made by Mumina podcast. My name is Catherine and as usual I'm filming from Mönchengladbach in Germany where I live permanently with my partner, but I'm originally from Wales in the UK. This is a knitting podcast, mostly knitting, sometimes a bit of spinning and weaving, and actually today I've got some fabric to show you for some sewing. But yes, a huge welcome to you if you're new here, and a very warm welcome back if you've been here before. It's a windy, blustery day here in Mönchengladbach, and thankfully I can have the windows closed today. It was, lots of background noises in the last episode, so I apologise for that. As always, I put chapters in, so if there are any bits that you're not interested in, please feel free to skip through. And also anything that I talk about is linked down below, but if there are any problems with the links or you want some more information or whatever, just feel free to message me. Okay, let's talk about some admin first. Well, not admin really, a bit of fun. So if you watched my last episode, you will have seen that I mentioned about doing a MAL over the summer again. We usually have a MAL on this channel over the summer. And the theme is thriftiness, so money saving. So any finished object is welcome. In the past, I've also accepted WIPs as entries, but to be honest, it's just too much admin for me. We had so many wonderful entries last year. It's really difficult for me to keep on top of if things have been entered multiple times or on multiple platforms and things like that. So it's just easier for me, if that's okay, if it's only finished objects. So all current WIPs are welcome. What else? The object is to try and use things from our stash, things from the patterns that we've had for ages, but also this year I thought we could include objects that you want to modify. So maybe you've got a jumper that doesn't fit anymore and you want to make it into a steeked cardigan, or you've got a top that you've been meaning to lengthen the arms on for ages. I have one or two of those. And that would, once you've done that, that would count as a finished object that you could enter into the Thrifty MAL as well. So you can enter on Ravelry, you can enter on Instagram. I don't mind if you double dip with other MALs and things as well. Any craft is welcome. In the past we've had knitting, crochet, embroidery, quilting, all sorts of things, leather work. So yeah, anything is welcome as long as it's a finished object that's got some sort of thrifty aspect to it, in that you've already got it in your house or you've had it for ages and want to do something else to it. As usual, there will be 3 prize bundles. I haven't decided on what yarn or whatever it's going to be yet, but my mum, if you've been here before, you know that my mum is a very talented sewer and she does quilting, she makes bags and things. She doesn't sell them, unfortunately, but she's made 3 bags that I can give away as prizes. They are so pretty. She's made these from Liberty Lawn cotton, these little project bags, and they're made to be super lightweight so that you can keep them in your handbag. So they're very, very, very slim and perfect for a small project or a pair of socks or something like that. How gorgeous are these? So she's made me 3 of these to give away as prizes. They're absolutely beautiful, really gorgeous. I really, really appreciate it. So yes, that's the start of the prize bundles, but usually I collect together some local to me yarns and stitch markers and bits and pieces like that. So the make along will run from now, today, which is the 9th of June 2026, until the end of October. So there'll be loads of time to enter. So maybe you didn't quite finish your cable project for the last MAL that we were doing here. And that would be perfect because you've already got the yarn. So yes, that's the Made by Mumina cable MAL. You can enter on the Ravelry group with your finished objects, but feel free to chat there as well. Just make it clear when you're entering a finished object. You can also enter on Instagram, but if social media isn't your thing, feel free to email me your pictures of some finished objects. The first thing to talk to you about today is what I am wearing. I'll put up a picture here of me wearing it to save me standing up. But this is a test knit that I did for Jessica McDonald, I think last year, maybe last summer. And it's the In the Garden tee by Jessica McDonald, and I love this t-shirt. It's such a nice fit. It's got this little drop shoulder construction, the sleeves are a really nice length, it's got some colour work around the bottom. It's just, I love this t-shirt so much. So I made the 5th size, and I have an approximately 120 centimetre 48-inch bust, and I've come out with a tiny bit of ease, but not a lot. And it's made on 3.25mm needles, which is a US 3. The ribbing is done on a 2.25, which is a US 1. And I got gauge using, sadly it's discontinued, it's Kremke Lazy Linen, but it's just a standard 4-ply merino linen blend. I absolutely love a linen blend. You get all of the drape from the wool, which is perfect, but then you get these really cool little flecks and things from the linen content. And yeah, I absolutely love this. I knit it to, exactly to pattern, didn't make any modifications. I love the neckline. It's not too high, it's not too low. It's just super, super easy to wear. This one is quite cropped, but there's no reason why you couldn't make it a little bit longer. And I personally think it's a very beginner friendly pattern if you want to have a go at doing a different construction to a raglan, or if you want to try a bit of colour work for the first time. The contrast colour that I used was from Schoppelwolle, and it was also just a 4-ply linen merino mix as well. But yeah, absolutely love this t-shirt. I think I would definitely make another one. I always say that, don't I? But I don't, how often do I actually have time to make a second version? Not that often. I get distracted by the next new shiny thing. But I love this colour. It's just really, really happy. This is called Brick, and it's just kind of this muted brownish orange sort of colour. And it's just, yeah, it's a lovely t-shirt and very easy to wear. I've got the details here, so it's nice and size inclusive. It goes from 35.25 centimetres up to 48, no. Oh no, sorry, 35.25 inches up to 64 inches, but I don't know what that is in centimetres. Does she have it here? Yes, she does. 88 to 160 centimetres. And she recommends 4 to 10 inches or 10 to 25 centimetres of positive ease. But personally, I prefer to go for a bit less ease, just because I'm smaller here than I am around my hips. And I find that if I have something with too much positive ease, I feel like it swamps me. I prefer to have something that's a bit closer fitting around here. But yeah, it's a really, really pretty t-shirt that I can definitely highly recommend. I used just over 200 grams of the main colour and just over 25 grams of the contrast colour. So this is probably a nice little project to do with something that you already have in stash. So it would be perfect for the Thrifty MAL as well. What else can I say about this? Nothing really. It's just a really nice pattern. She always does really good patterns. They're well written, well tech edited before they go out for testing as well. And she does nice long deadlines on her test knits too. I would definitely test for her again. It was a really enjoyable experience. So yes, my In the Garden tee from Jessica McDonald. I've been making progress very slowly on my Riggies cardigan. I have the final finished panel. I'm going to need to seam these together at some point. I'm really enjoying doing this project over a very slow pace, just gradually picking it up, doing a next thing on it, putting it down for a while. I love this so much. It's just so nice to knit on. It's just stockinette, not stockinette, garter stitch all the way, using some short rows to create the shaping, and doing this really cool garter rib on the hem. I love this, and I might use this in other patterns. It just seems to sit really, really flat and doesn't seem to want to curl up or anything. And I've not done a garter rib before. Yeah, I think I probably would use this maybe in t-shirts and things like that, because yeah, as I said, it doesn't seem to be rolling up. It seems to be quite well behaved. The Riggies cardigan is an oversized cardigan from Goodwin Johnson. It's available as a standalone pattern. I'm making the largest size 3, and hopefully I should end up with a lovely big oversized cardigan. I'll put up a picture here of what the finished garment will look like. The next thing to do is the bit that I'm not really looking forward to so much. It's seaming. And I don't know, I might leave it for a little while and then do it. But I really want to wear it though. We'll see. So yes, I need to steam block these. Oh, I treated myself to a hand steamer last week so that I don't have to wet block all of these panels. I've been meaning to get one for ages. But yes, so I need to steam block these so that they are the correct measurements, and then some seaming. So I'm in no rush to do it. These panels are not taking up any space. They're quite happy to wait until I'm ready to get to them. But this colour is just gorgeous. I'm using 2 cones of woolly knit British 4-ply for this. I'm holding it double throughout. Each cone is 500 grams, and I'd say I'm about halfway through the cones at the moment. The colour is called Dark Apple, and I went for this because I wanted something colourful. I didn't want something that would be difficult to wear, and I figured that this would be nice and easy to wear with most of the skirts and the dresses and things that I have in my wardrobe. But yes, final panel done. So maybe I'll start seaming before next week, but I've got lots of other things to do, so I doubt it somewhat. Okay, I haven't done any test knits for ages, but suddenly I've got 2 on my needles. The first one to show you is for a relatively new designer called Ruth Wahlberg, and this is my Mirkwood Pullover. Oh, I'm so happy with this. I love all my projects today. It's difficult to know which ones to work on because, you know, they're all slightly different, all at different stages, and I want to see them all grow. So this is a beautiful size inclusive pullover. It's very kind of romantic, a little bit whimsical. It's named for The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings. And it's this all over very simple lace pattern with eyelets. And to be honest, I haven't needed to refer to the pattern at all. Once I did a couple of rows in the lace repeat, it's pretty easy just to keep going. So I've even been able to knit this when, you know, I was at a barbecue last weekend with friends all afternoon, and I was able to knit on this the whole time. So it's a relatively simple knit. So you start off by knitting the back. There are some short rows in there. And then you pick up the fronts, knit them down, putting in some increases, and then knitting them together. So I've just joined in the round. And yeah, it's just really satisfying to work on and to see it grow. I managed to get gauge with 5mm needles, which is a US 8. So it's a relatively quick knit, and it's going to end up being quite see-through because of the yarn that I've used, but that's fine, that's what I intended. I think I'll probably wear it over lighter coloured vest tops, just to have a little bit of an extra layer if I need it. I'm making this on Nellie and Eve Halo, which is a mindful fluff alternative, and you get 235 meters per 50 grams, but it's got this lovely brushed texture. And when I did the gauge swatch and blocked it, it just bloomed really beautifully. So I think this is going to behave itself. It's a non-superwash, so I'm hoping that it doesn't stretch down too much, because the danger is when you're using or doing a pattern with lots of lace work in it that it can grow a little bit. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen too much because it's a nice lightweight non-superwash yarn. Yeah, this colour is called Duck Egg, and it's just really, really, really pretty. This has been a really fun test knit, because often when I do test knitting, I do it for, you know, quite established designers and things, and they have, you know, tech edits and all that kind of thing before the testers ever see the pattern. But this one is from a relatively new designer, and it's just really fun to sort of have a look at the process and to offer suggestions and check the numbers and things. So I actually have to focus on it a little bit more when I'm working on it, which I really don't mind at all. It's a fun challenge and a fun project. So after I've knit down the body, I will then pick up these armholes to put some sleeves in, which are, if I haven't already done so, I'll put up a picture here. The sleeves will end up being quite sort of drapey and quite sort of, I don't know, Renaissance inspired or something. I don't know how to describe it. It's very whimsical. And then the final step will be to do some I-cord around the top here. But I'm thinking I might do the I-cord now so that I can do a little try on to make sure that the length is right, because as you can see, the lace pattern is creating this kind of scalloped edge. And I'm thinking it's going to pull it all up in a bit tighter once I put it on the I-cord. So I think I'll probably do that first before I bind off for the body, just to make sure that it's the right length. But yes, thoroughly enjoying working on this. As I said, it's very size inclusive. I've got the details here. Where is it? The Mirkwood, there it is. So she doesn't have it in inches, but it goes from 102 to 187 centimetres, and she recommends 20 to 30 centimetres of positive ease. I am doing the third size, which is going to end up for me for about 15 centimetres of positive ease. Yeah, I think that it's going to turn out okay. But as I said, relatively simple pattern, and it's really nice to be supporting a new designer when they've only got a couple of patterns out. So yes, thoroughly enjoying this one. The last project to talk to you about today is another test knit. I didn't start it until yesterday, so I haven't made much progress on it, but I'm super excited about this. So this is from Eleanor Mortensen. I have test knit for her several times. Her kind of signature look, I think, is very beautiful, very interesting colourwork yokes, and occasionally she does other things, but I think, to be honest, that's probably what people know her for the best. And when I saw this summer tee come up, I thought, I really, really want to make this. In the last episode, I was asking for suggestions for summer tees that I could make, or summer tops, and actually that's why I'm wearing this one today, because one of you lovely people suggested that I might like to make this, and I thought, I've already made that. I'll get it out and I'll wear it next time. But anyway, I had a few skeins of a linen blend that I picked up at Wonderwall earlier this year, and I really wanted to make a summer top with it. So thank you so much for all your suggestions. I've done something completely different because I'm using it for a test knit. If I show you this, how cute is that? Can you see the detail around the neck and around that? It might be better if I put a picture up. So there's little eyelets, a little bit of sort of mini lace in the seam. What am I trying to say? In the collar. Oh my goodness, brain fog. Instead of just doing a plain ribbing, there's some eyelets and things in it, and the same down around the hem of the body as well. The colour work around the yoke, it's not symmetrical, it looks very sort of pretty, and yeah, it's just lovely. I'm really excited to be doing this, to be honest. I'll show you the yarn that I'm using. As I said, I picked it up at Wonderwall. I had it in my head that I'd bought 300 grams plus 100 grams of contrast. I don't know why I was thinking that. I didn't, I only bought 300 grams. So this is from the Knitting Shed. Can you see what I mean about those beautiful linen flecks that you get when it's a linen blend? I absolutely love knitting with a linen blend. So yes, this is from the Knitting Shed, and I think it's their own brand of yarn called, where is it? Ainsworth and Prynne. This colour is called Fool's Gold, and the type of yarn is called Flax. It's 100 grams is 366 metres, and it's 90% superwash merino, 10% linen. And this colour, I mean, if you've been here for a while, you'll know that this is kind of my go-to colour. These sorts of mustardy yellows and sort of greens and things. So yeah, I always gravitate towards those colours. But yes, I'm using this as the main colour. And then I was wondering what to use for the contrast colour. And then I remembered that my mum had bought the same yarn last year, and she'd already made a top with it. And she let me have the leftovers for weaving projects. So I thought, I wonder if I've got enough of this left. So I weighed it, and I do. So there's enough here, and it's the same brand of yarn, the same makeup. This colour is just called Coffee Bean. And together, that's going to look so nice. It's going to be really, really, really lovely to wear. Super easy with all of my different skirts and things that I enjoy wearing. So yes, I'm really excited to be starting this. I'm a bit embarrassed to show you what I've done so far because it's not very impressive. That's all I've done. I've cast on. I had to cast on a couple of times. Does that ever happen to you? You cast on, you count, you think it's wrong, so you rip it out and do it again, and then you realise that you'd misread it. And I ended up casting this on, I think, 4 times before I had the correct number of stitches on my needles. I don't know what I was thinking. Anyway, so for the collar, for the ribbing, I'm using the recommended 3.25 needles, which is a US 3, and I got gauge with the body using a US 4 3.5 millimeter. And after doing this little bit of ribbing, there's a little bit of plain knitting with some increases, and then it's straight into the yoke, and I cannot wait. I love doing colour work. It's it's so satisfying to watch it grow. I'm planning on knitting it to pattern. Eleanor Mortensen has offered a couple of alternatives where you can do plain ribbing, and also she's quite comfortable with us adjusting the length depending on what we want. But looking at the measurements, I think I'll probably be knitting this to pattern. In terms of how size inclusive it is, it's not the most size inclusive. It's not too bad though. It goes from 36.6 inches to 63 inches, or 93 centimetres to 142 centimetres. I'm going to be knitting the 5th size. My gauge was slightly larger than I needed, so I should end up with about 8 centimetres of positive ease, something like that. I'm perfectly happy with that. It should be a nice fitting tee. Oh, nearly dropped my iPad then. So yes, the deadline for that one is, I think, the 16th of July. So I think it was a 7-week turnaround. So I'll probably be working on that quite a lot over the next couple of weeks. But when I start doing a colour work yoke though, I can't put it down. The problem is then when I get to the body, but there's that little strip of colour work to look forward to at the end before I do the ribbing on the body. So that should keep me focused and keep me interested. I do have one more project to show you, and I must apologise because I forgot to show it to you last week. I started another pair of socks. These are socks that will be gifted. Get the needles out. These are socks that will be gifted, and I am using what's it called? Filcolana Arvetta for the contrast, and the main body of the sock is just using a Lana Grossa big box superwash merino yarn. I can't find the button band. Seriously, my brain today. I can't find the ball band for it anywhere. But I know that it's a Lana Grossa, just a standard sock yarn. It's really helpful when you get these sorts of yarns. They tend to have a little picture on there of what it looks like when it's knitted up. I am going to try and make these matchy, so I've tried to start in a good point where it's clear where the colour changes, and it looks like the colour repeat starts about here. So I should be able to, I think, get most of the foot in before I then start the next one. I won't have to waste too much yarn finding the correct point to start again. As usual, I'm knitting these on my Addi Crazy Trios. I'm using a 2.25mm needle, which is a US 1. These are a 72 stitch cast on because I'm making a slightly larger sock. That's why it's taking me a little bit longer. And as usual, for most of my gifted socks, I'm doing a 2x2 rib all the way down and on the top of the foot as well, just to make a nice, snug, comfortable sock for my friend to wear. We've got a couple of friends that I always make them socks for their birthdays, and I do enjoy it. But that's what the yarn looks like when it's caked up. very satisfying. Oh, we got ourselves a new dining room table. Love the table. It's got this chamfer underneath the edge of it that means that my ball winder doesn't fit on the edge of the table anymore, and neither does my Swift. So you probably notice I've been hand winding these. I've been putting the, it's only because I'm too lazy. We have other tables that I can use, but it's just more fiddly to get everything sorted out. So I've been putting the skeins around my knees and then winding it up on my thumb. It's a workout. It's a good workout. Get some good core exercise going on there, just because I'm too lazy to go and get my my Swift and my ball winder out. It would be nice to have a craft room one day, living the dream. So yes, that's all of my projects to show you today. Okay, we're kind of on to irresponsible purchases. So to give you a bit of background to this, last week it was my partner's birthday, and as you will have seen, I gifted him a puntal that I'd made for him. By the way, he absolutely loved it. I'm going to increase the length of the body a tiny little bit. I've got some of the yarn left over, so I'm going to rip it back to just before where I started the ribbing. Put in a couple of extra decreases because it's a little bit too big for him around the hem, and then use up the rest of my yarn that I've got for it. But anyway, so it was his birthday, and he really loved the puntal that I made. I'll put up a picture here of him wearing it. And then we spontaneously decided to go to The Hague on the weekend, which is on the Dutch coast. I think the Dutch pronunciation is Den Haag. And yeah, we went there spontaneously to go to the beach and have a little bit of time enjoying shopping and mooching about. But I did take the opportunity to go to a craft shop. Yeah, obviously it was for his birthday, 100%. Excuse me. So there's a lovely, gorgeous yarn shop there that I've wanted to visit for ages, because not only does it do yarn, it does lots of other lovely crafty supplies, plus lots of fabric, and they sell Merchant & Mills there. And I love Merchant & Mills fabric, and it's just nice to be able to go and look at it and touch it instead of having to go to Rye in the south of the UK to, oh dear, excuse me, to have a look at it. It was just really special. Unfortunately, I got there just before they were about to have a massive delivery of new stock from Merchant & Mills, so I might have to go back again, but we'll see. Anyway, the owner, or the part owner, Eloise, was there when we were there, and she was just so welcoming and lovely, and she wouldn't let us leave without taking a nice lolly. It was a very hot day. But we had such a lovely time. I think I was there for just over 2 hours altogether. So I did a little bit of filming. So there's a tour at the end of this episode. And also I didn't buy any yarn, but I did buy fabric. And I also bought this. It's a little stitch needle minder, little magnetic Snork Maiden. How cute is that? I think that Eloise really enjoys sort of Japanese culture and anime type culture and things. So there were lots of really cool little bits and pieces from Japan, and all sorts of really interesting stuff there. So my partner saw this and I couldn't resist. He's very good at spotting movements, bless him. But I also got some fabric. You'll see Eloise cutting some of the fabric in the video at the end of this as well. It's a bit difficult to show you here, to be honest, because I need to get it completely out for you to fully see the pattern. So the first thing that I picked out was this. This is linen from Merchant & Mills, and half of it is this gingham pattern, but it's got this beautiful stripe. Now I've only got just over a metre of this. It's not a lot of fabric. It was all that she had left on the roll. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it, to be honest. I'm thinking some sort of T-shape, very oversized top that maybe I'll just cut in 2 pieces and sew it together. So I can use the stripes on the one side and then the plain on the other side. I don't think there's quite enough here to get a small skirt or something out of it. I think I'll probably go for a top. Or I could make some beautiful pillowcases. I can imagine it would be lovely with the stripe down one side of the pillow. And it's very soft linen. So I wouldn't mind having some pillowcases made of this, but I couldn't resist. So yes, that's the first one that I got. The second one that I picked up was, I think I got 3 meters of the seersucker. It's just a large check, a large gingham that I'm going to probably make a skirt out of, I imagine. But yes, this is Merchants Mills as well. Oh, it's beautiful. Yes, so I've got a few meters of that. And then the last one that I got, this one's quite difficult to show you. So if you want to see it all unfolded, have a look at the video at the end. So this is from Coco Fabric, which is a Japanese design, and this particular design is by Yumi Yoshimoto. Oh, God, I cannot talk today. I mean, I can never talk, but today it seems particularly bad. Which way is the right way up? But it's got this beautiful painted design on it. How gorgeous is that? I want to make something that's going to really make this pattern obvious and really show it off. So I might just make a really plain, simple skirt. So Liberated has some lovely patterns, and I've sewn quite a few of their patterns in the past. The Hinterland dress is an absolute favourite. But I'm thinking I might do the estuary skirt with this. Just because I want to try and get that landscape effect, so you can really see the pattern and really enjoy the print on the fabric, because it's just really special. I think this colourway was called something like Village by the Lakeside or something like that. But yeah, really looking forward to making this. I don't make... I learned to sew from my mum when I was really little. She's a very accomplished dressmaker. I mean, she can make bone corsets and all sorts of things. She's really good with that. And she did show me how to sew when I was younger, but I find sewing quite stressful. I find cutting into fabric quite stressful, because with knitting, if you get it wrong, 99% of the time you can just rip it out and start again. It's not the end of the world. But with sewing, I feel like you can't do that. There's less room for error. So I do find it a bit stressful, so I need to wait until I've got a couple of nice, free, calm days, lay everything out, get all my stuff out, and yes, be brave and have a go. But yes, occasionally I do make my own clothes. I tend to make dresses and skirts. I live in dresses and skirts. I'm not really a trouser wearer. Yeah, so it's just nice to have something that you've made yourself, isn't it? Well, I think so anyway. So yes, beautiful fabric. How much did I get? I think about 6 meters altogether. So plenty to have some fun with, and hopefully make some beautiful projects. Although I am feeling a bit guilty because a couple of years ago I bought some Merchants Mills quite large check fabric. You may have seen it if you've been here for a while. And I still haven't done anything with it. It's still sat there. It's one of those kind of fear projects. Because it was, it's not cheap to buy this, and I don't really want to mess it up, and I want to make sure that the pattern lines up properly. So instead of just getting on with it, I've been putting it off, and it's been sitting in my box of fabric and sewing paraphernalia for quite some time. Anyway, I think that's all that I've got to talk about today. So as I said, at the end of this episode, there is a tour of Crossing Woods. And also after that, there's a really short tour of some little bits of Maastricht, Den Haag. I need to go back to bed, I think. And there's also a tour of a really cute little museum that was just around the corner from our hotel. If you know the painting by Vermeer, The Girl with the Pearl Earring, it's where that painting is. So I did a little bit of filming in there as well, just in case you're interested. But if not, feel free to skip. It's absolutely fine. All right, well, I'll see you in a couple of weeks, and I'm looking forward to seeing your entries for the Thrifty MAL. So have a lovely week wherever you are. Take care. Bye. you.